How to chit potatoes. Chitting refers to the method of getting potatoes to sprout in a few weeks before you're ready to plant them. It speeds up the growing process so the potatoes will be ready to eat sooner than they'd otherwise be, allowing you to do more than one planting and end up with a larger crop. Store your seed potatoes in a sunny, cool place. After several weeks, green shoots will appear, and you can plant them in the ground. See Step 1 to learn more about chitting potatoes. Steps 1. Start with seed potatoes. Seed potatoes are potatoes specifically sold for the purpose of planting, rather than cooking and eating. You can buy them by the sackful from a nursery or order the type you like online. It's necessary to start with seed potatoes, rather than attempting to chit and plant potatoes you buy from the grocery store. That's because grocery store potatoes are sprayed with chemicals that keep them from sprouting. Seed potatoes have the added benefit of being guaranteed to be free of viruses. You can attempt to chit organic potatoes or potatoes you buy from a local farmer's market. However, potatoes can carry viruses that prevent them from growing properly. Seed potatoes are pretty much guaranteed to leave you with a healthy crop. If you have potatoes left over from last year's crop, you can use them as this spring's seed potatoes. Keep this in mind after this year's crop has been harvested and stored. Set aside a bin full of potatoes you can use to grow the following year's crop. 2. Plan to chit potatoes about 6 weeks before planting. Chitting potatoes is the process of forcing them to sprout early to get them ready to plant, and timing is important. It's different depending on your particular growing region. You'll want to time the sprouting, which takes about 6 weeks, so that the potatoes are ready to plant when the soil is warm enough to be worked, once it has reached about 50 degrees Fahrenheit 10 degrees Celsius. This usually occurs in March or April, which means you'd start the chitting process in early to late February. To find out when the soil is likely to be warm enough for planting in your area, consult an almanac or ask an expert at a local nursery. 3. Place the potatoes in a supported upright position. Many have found that the best way to do this is using an old egg carton, which has separate containers that are the perfect size to hold one seed potato each. As an alternative, you can take a cardboard box and construct dividers using newspaper or more cardboard. The important thing is to keep the potatoes separate from each other and in an upright position. 4. Position them so that the eyes are facing up. The eyes are the small indentations on the potatoes where the sprouts will emerge. They need to be facing up so that the sprouts will get access to sunlight and air circulation. The opposite side of the potato is the part where it was cut from the stem, and that part should be facing down. 5. Store the carton of potatoes in a cool, sunny room. The ideal place would be a porch or garage that has windows and is cool but never freezes, with a temperature around 50 degrees Fahrenheit 10 degrees Celsius. This simulates the conditions under which a planted potato would begin to sprout. Don't store the potatoes in a dark room, or the sprouts won't be strong, they'll be thin and leggy. This will result in unhealthy potatoes. Make sure the room gets some air circulation. You don't want to store them in a musty old garage, because they could end up getting moldy or rotting. 6. Wait for strong, green shoots to emerge. This generally takes between 4 and 6 weeks. The potatoes are ready to plant with the shoots are about 2 to 3 centimeters long. You should see one shoot coming from each eye in the potato. If you want bigger potatoes, rub off all but 3 or 4 of the strongest shoots, each of which will become a large potato. If you like smaller potatoes, leave all the shoots intact. The seed's energy will be divided among the shoots to produce smaller potatoes. 7. Plant the seed shoot, side up. When the soil is warm enough for planting, and the last frost has come and gone, plant the potato seeds 1 to 3 inches deep. Space them about 1 foot apart, and make sure the shoots are facing up. You can plant entire seed potatoes or cut them into pieces so that each one has 2 or more shoots. Things. Egg carton. Potatoes of choice. Cool, light room.